Hello everyone, so we've just taken into stock as part exchange this absolutely beautiful 2020 Jeanneau Leader 40. It's an open sports cruiser, 2 cabins, 1 head. It's a really lovely layout. As an approved vessel of ours that we own, there are multiple benefits for you as the buyer. That list includes that this boat comes fully prepped and serviced, so that's the engines, the bow thruster. It will have fresh anti-fouling, fresh anodes, full tank of fuel. We will have done our own independent survey and sea trial, and afterwards we go through any faults with a 320-point check and rectify those. The boat will have an internal and external valet with a Teak clean and compound polish. And also you'll get a free technical orientation from one of our engineers. So the list is truly extensive and we try to bring the best service to you as possible for one of our stock boats. So please join me on board and we'll have a look at the boat. But even just going down the side here, the profile of the Leader 40 is really, really beautiful. It's very low slung, lovely, lots of glass, whole windows as well. It's a very striking boat. I'll just note that there is some building works just going on next to us in the car park, so apologies for any rattle and disturbance. So on the platform, it's a very generous bathing platform here, as you can see. We've got teak decks as well fitted all throughout the cockpit and the bathing platform. So it's got a nice feel on the feet. This one is a fixed bathing platform. We even have the Hurley davit system here. So if you look down, this will house a tender on top. Take out these 2 pins. We have to imagine there's a tender on top, but it swivels round very easily like that. And you simply do that and release the tender. You have quite a light tender on here, but it just makes it very easy to put it on. And then on the starboard quarter just here, you can see these little stainless steel inserts. What they are, they grab rails from when you get up from the water. There's a ladder underneath, and that is just really good to have integrated handles in the deck, as well as this one as well. Super easy to get on. Jeanneau have thought really well about things like that. We've got a couple of fastening points for the tender. We do have a deck wash, so you fill your water through there, through the hose. We've got some lovely LED lighting throughout the boat, you'll see in the cockpit. And we've got the hot and cold shower just here for the transom. A nice feature on this Jeanneau as well is it does have this really good access storage. I like how it's almost a fully open cavernous storage area, so you can put lots of fenders in there, etc. Lines, some toys maybe. And it's just good to have these handles as well. A very generous gate as well into the cockpit, makes it very safe. So what we have here is obviously a sunbed, as you can see. I'll just show what it looks like. So this is probably for when you're reading or something. So it's very comfortable and it kind of transforms in multiple ways. So if I do it this way, you can see how I can then enjoy this very large dining table, very easy to eat and be with your family and friends. But then equally, to turn it into a full-on sun pad, I swivel this table round, maneuver a couple of these cushions, and then we simply just lay it flat like that and put the cushion back as well. And you can see how that transforms this whole area into a really massive sun pad where you can obviously enjoy the area. But it's quite nice how the area is versatile and it changes. So it's a folding table, so we just put these supports out. And you can see there, that's an absolutely massive table. You can get a couple of chairs around there, have a lovely lunch. It's a very nice place to be. This table also does drop down so you can put an infill. So you could turn this into an absolutely enormous sunbathing area. What else do we have here? So a really nice option on this boat is this Shore underwater lighting system. So you can see here, it's kind of a very easy screen. It's not too much, it's not too complicated, not too much on it. But you can actually select the underwater lights, what color you want, so whether you want red, green, yellow, blue, and it literally changes as you scroll through. So it's a really nice option, depending on which marine you're in, what kind of water you have around you, anchor. So it's just a really nice option. You can see the Fusion stereo speaker system as well, so we've got that throughout. That's nice, you can connect your phones and everything to that. But just taking a moment to look at the cockpit of this Jeanneau, so obviously we've got lots of light everywhere from the windows. We have a hard top roof above me which we've opened, which is fantastic. Lets lots of light, lots of breeze through. We do have a fixed canopy at the top, so it's a bimini, it just adds shade to the sun pad. And what we've taken off before this video is the kind of winter cockpit awning. So that's good for obviously winter when it's raining, but we've taken all of that off to put it into kind of effectively a summer mode. so it looks much nicer. But yeah, this boat can completely close up really, and you can use it in the winter as well. So just opposite me on the starboard side, we do have the wet galley. So we do have a hot and cold sink, a worktop area, cup holders, and then some storage underneath the sink, and then a fridge with a freezer compartment for ice, which is great. Walking further up, on the port side, I love how Jeanneau have done this reclining seat. So boats don't normally have that on this side, so it's just lovely how, you know, again, similar to back there, your guests can, as you're going along at speed to your next island or wherever you're going, can just watch the water, which is lovely. And then of course you can have a couple of guests accompanying you as well if you're helming the boat. So joining me at the helm, just having a look at this upholstery we have throughout the boat. It's a really lovely kind of brown with stitching and cream upholstery, but the condition is really excellent and it feels plush. You know, it's really nice upholstery. So looking at what we have in front of us, just on the seat itself, we can see I have it bolstered at the moment. We do also have a wooden step underneath, which is good for the shorter folks, for kids and things. Then I'll put this bolster down. It's a bit squeaky at the moment. We'll sort that out. But that obviously puts you in a normal seating position. And I like how they have basically 2 steps as well. You can, it's just very versatile for kind of all sorts of heights and sizes, which is great. So onto the helm, it's obviously a single person helm. We do have Volvo Penta D4 300 horsepower engines. So they're stern drives. Stern drives are great because they also give you this joystick maneuverability, which is fantastic. These are very common now and very easy to maneuver for first-time boaters. You can swivel it on a spot, take it sideways, diagonally. Really love that, and it's so easy to use, very intuitive. We have a bow thruster as well, which you can use independently. And of course we have our throttle sticks just here, electronic as well, so no cables running through the boat. It's all instant movements, which is nice. This boat, when we sea trialed it recently, it went at top speed about 32.5 knots. Cruising is about 23 knots, so it's a very comfortable cruising speed. You could drop that down to 19, 20 if you wanted to, but it's a very capable boat for its size. A very good option specifically on this boat, which you don't see often, is this Dockmate system. So as you can see, it's a wireless remote, and that incorporates the engines as well. So you can take it sideways. It's effectively like this joystick. And people ask, you know, when would you use that? And really it's brilliant for if you're single handling the boat, you need to jump off by yourself and you just push it sideways and you can tie up the boat. And it's very useful if you need that by yourself. Anchor control and independent bow thruster, etc. So that's great. We have a Raymarine VHF as well. A Raymarine hybrid touch screen, so you can plot your journey on here. You can see we have the quantum radar, Raymarine quantum radar, so you can use that in fog, and of course depth, etc., which is great. Normal Carling switches for everything like the lights, the bilge pumps, etc., and our normal analog dials. I quite like when boats still have analog dials, not just all on the screen, so that's quite nice that that's up there. You can see the trim of the engines, the fuel, the direction of the engines, so that's great. Very, very good helm. Windows either side. Got the roof control just here, and of course trim tabs if you want to use those as well. So yeah, it's a really good helm. Very comfortable, great vision through the windscreen. But I think that's about it. So we can go have a look in the accommodation below. If you haven't done already, please subscribe to our channel and also turn on the notification bell so you get alerted each time we upload any video, not just broker walkthroughs. And if you can like the video, it really helps our channel as well. So joining me down on the accommodation deck, we do have the galley on the starboard side as soon as we enter. It's a very generous galley for this size of boat. Some boats just have this, but actually this wraps around to an L shape. Yeah, got very good storage everywhere. This is where your batteries isolators are, so that's where we turn everything on. This boat does have heating as well, which runs off the diesel tank, which is great. But lots of storage, even behind for bottles. We've got 2-burner gas hob. What I like is a little feature which Jeanneau do well. It's even has drawer space for these specifically, so you can put these Korean worktops away stowed very nicely. They're out the way, you don't need to worry about them. This is more of a cool box, self-draining cool box on further aft, and then a stainless steel sink there. Cutlery drawer just there. Again, I like that, super easy access. Microwave oven, fridge, again with a ice compartment, bin, and quite a nice little larder underneath, which is good. So they make the use of it. There's absolutely loads of storage, which is great. So opposite, we do have a lovely dining arrangement, L-shaped, nice cushions, great view at sea. You've got these large windows either side with opening portholes, of course. I've actually opened up the deck hatches above just to let fresh air in. It's great how they have lots of openings everywhere. There's even a huge storage compartment underneath me here, so you can they just do the storage really, really well. And you have opening bottle storage just there, plush carpet. It's a very nice feel in here. A TV just opposite me right now, aft facing. They've got plug sockets everywhere. You've got blinds as well, so it's well fitted out in here. It's a nice area. So if you join me in the master cabin, which is forward, it's a very spacious area. I'm 6'4" and I can stand absolutely straight in here, which is great. Sometimes on these 40-foot boats, you can be a bit compromised, but this is really, really spacious. It's lovely. And one feature on this bed, which I love, which you don't see often, it actually has an extendable bed, which is great. So you infill this cushion and you can see how it makes almost full use of the length of this cabin. And that is a massive bed, to say the least, which is great. So nice mirror just there, reading lights, opening hatches, a deck hatch for fresh air, and we've got a hanging locker on the port side, which is really good. And we have a Jack and Jill ensuite just here on the starboard side. So that's obviously for the master cabin or for your guests, which will enter this way. But yeah, it's a really good use of space. We have a nice loo with a bench seat on top, opening porthole, a very nice basin with storage behind the mirror and underneath the sink. So it's a very well thought out separate shower ensuite. And just in the midships of the boat, we do have the VIP cabin. And again, this is a very spacious area considering we're underneath the cockpit. Great headroom for getting changed, dressing bench if you need to put your socks on, that kind of thing. But loads of storage, you can see, loads here, in there, underneath, so just loads. And if you just look at this bed just here, so right now we do have the double bed conversion. You can see what an absolute massive double bed that makes. I mean, I could even almost lie sideways across it, but obviously you're meant to lie lengthways. But yeah, lovely space. And if you want to get rid of that, you can put this cushion just there and get rid of these infills like that. I like how they've put mirrors either side as well. Makes the cabin look much bigger. We have reading lights, opening porthole, indirect lighting. It's a very good space. So that concludes the walkthrough tour here on this 2020 Jeanneau Leader 40. It's a stunning boat, very good condition. And of course, now that we own it as an approved stocked vessel, that comes with multiple benefits, which I mentioned at the beginning. But they are, this boat will come fully serviced, so the engines will be properly serviced. The boat will have fresh anti-foul, fresh anodes. It will have an internal valet, external valet, and that includes a cockpit teak deck clean, as well as a compound polish as well. So it's a full clean. Full tank of fuel. Very importantly, this boat will come with a 3-month warranty. It's an electrical and mechanical breakdown guarantee from us as one of our stock boats. And you will get an engineer free of charge, an orientation to take you through the boat to make you very comfortable. And of course, we would have done our own independent survey and gone through it with a 320-point check afterwards to rectify any problems as well. So that concludes everything on this boat. If you'd like any more information, or more importantly to see the price, please go on our website in the link below and you'll see all the photos and videos there. And we'd love to hear from you. Thank you.